Hi everyone. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Cate Clifford. I am a wellness advocate with doTERRA, and I have found something that has been super beneficial to me, taught by one of my mentors. And so I wanted to share that with you. Really exciting stuff for anyone that is interested in ranking up. So I'm calling this Rank Tracking 101. So I'm going to start from the beginning for those of you that are brand new or just starting. So rank, there's lots of different ranks and they all have an organizational volume requirement. And the first is consultant. So we all start out at consultant, and that's whether we're just using oils, sharing oils, or building a business with doTERRA. And OV is your organizational volume, as I'll refer to it. And so the first rank after consultant that you hit is manager. And that is 500 OV to hit that rank. And then you go to director, which is 1,000 OV. Executive is 2,000 OV. Elite is 3,000 OV. And then premier is 5,000. But what happens is premier is the first time that you also need qualified legs and leg requirements. So that means you have people beneath you that have to also hit their rank requirements in order for you to rank up. And so the qualified legs, you need 2 of them, and they each need to be executive. So if you do the math, if you look at that, if you look at executive, you'll see that there's 2,000 OV requirement, and you need 2 legs of executive, so that only adds up to 4,000. So you need a difference of 1,000 somewhere, which is fine because most people's organizations doesn't perfectly pan out at the exact number that you need all over the place. So it usually works out fine. And then you have silver. And for the purposes of this presentation, I'm going to stop at silver. And for silver, you need 3 qualified legs at elite. And you don't need an overall or an organizational volume requirement anymore, because at that point your team has their own, and so you'll max out at that 5,000 every time. And so 3 elites obviously equals 9,000, so you'll need that as a bare minimum for silver. And so why would you want to rank up? I think it's very generous of doTERRA to create their compensation plan the way that they did. And one of the pieces to that is that they have decided to reward leadership, or compensate, I should say, leadership, and that you will see reflected in the average monthly earnings. So each rank, so silver is the first leadership rank, and that means in addition to your normal commissions, you will also get a leadership bonus. And that grows as you rank up. And you'll notice that these average monthly, average annual earnings double, pretty much double every single rank that you advance. So it's really exciting. There's so much potential there. So whatever your goals are, it could be financial freedom, a trip you want to take, a house, that you want to pay for. It could be money that you want to give to someone else. Maybe you want to retire your partner and let them do something that they love. It's really exciting, and the possibilities are pretty endless. I know that there's nothing else that I could do, especially in the amount of time it takes someone to advance in ranks, that would give me this amount of financial freedom. So really exciting. But you might look at some of those numbers, those organizational numbers, and think, oh my goodness, that is overwhelming. How am I ever going to create that? And first, I want to remind you that nothing worth it is easy. Isn't that the truth? The things that we fight the hardest for or work the hardest for always give us the biggest reward. And that includes ranking up, especially the more you do it. The more you do it, the harder it gets. Some things get easier, but you obviously have new things. As people say, new level, new devil, there's always something new to learn. It's very intentional to rank up, especially into leadership ranks, and you'll definitely have to work for it, but it is so, so, so worth it. And 90% of the work that you're going to do is mindset. So that's personal development, the growth that you are personally doing on your own, and then your coaching calls, your personal mentor calls that you are doing with your upline leader is the most important thing you could be doing. But today, what I am doing is going to teach you 10% or part of the 10% skill set. So this business is 90% mindset, 10% skill set. And so the first thing that is really helpful to learn is that you want to become elite, and then you can make elites. And the reason why that is, so if you remember, elite is 3,000 overall volume. And then it takes 3 elites to become silver, which is that first leadership rank. So if you become elite and teach elite to 3 people, then that qualifies you for silver. And then silvers make platinums and diamonds. So if all you keep doing is teaching elites down and down and down in your downline, you will eventually become diamond that way. So it's really helpful to kind of think about it in those terms. I'm going to pause for a minute from my super exciting graphics to show you something that I have found really helpful. This is your back office, and what I want to show you is if you click on that tab that is called Wellness Advocate Services, and then click Genealogy and Detailed Genealogy, you will be able to pull up all of the LRPs in your entire organization over the past few months. And so if you look at the columns, the bottom section, this is the top section that you will see once you click on that. And what I really want to focus on is the next LRP, the next LRP date, and anything below that, you can see your organizational volume. So that's what I normally have displayed. I'm kind of cutting it down to their bare bones for the purposes of this so you can see a little bit more clearly. So what you really want to pay attention to in this situation is your next LRP and your next LRP date. So I can see that there are a few more LRP orders that are going to be processed in December, which is the month this currently is for me. And you can see that my organizational volume, that number at the top at this day, is 5,228 and 58 cents. So I know that I am going to get, if I look at the next LRP, at least that much more volume. And if I click on my frontline builders, that little arrow next to my name will also show up next to their names. I will be able to see all of their LRP orders that haven't yet processed that are going to. So I can see all of that volume. So going back to the elite, and that which is 3,000 overall volume, I'm going to show you one of my frontline builders organizations with her permission, of course, but I'm making everything anonymous. So in that pink box that is squared, currently her volume is at 1,860. And so you can see that she's going to have a few more orders processed if you look in those next LRPs. But for the sake of this math problem, we'll make it super easy. We'll say that, let's say all of her LRPs have already processed. So if you need 3,000 organizational volume to become elite, you subtract the 1,860 that she already has. And then that leaves you with 1,140. That's what she has left in order to hit elite. So if she needs that 1140 OV, what I do is I divide that by 200. And this has simplified so many things for me. And I just want to reiterate that to you. So why did I pick 200? And the reason why is because Home Essentials Kit is the kit that I close the most often. And so you can pick a different kit if that is true for you. I really like this kit. I think it makes it easier for me to get LRPs set up the following month, but also I chose 200 in case it is a promotional month. It's a really great time to create momentum, add value to the people on your team that are using oils, letting them stock up and get free oils, because who doesn't love things that are free, especially when we're talking about oils. So I use 200 because you get 225 PV from a Home Essentials kit or 200 PV promotion to kind of push LRPs forward. So using that, if you divide what the volume needed by the 200, you get 5.7. And we're going to round that number up to 6 because you can't get, 5.7 of anything. And so you could either get 6 Home Essentials kits, 6 LRPs of 200 PV or above, maybe, any combination of different things. So 3 Home Essentials kit, 3 LRPs of 200 and above. Maybe you just are going to do 6 LRPs of 100 or above, or 1 Natural Solutions kit and 1 Home Essentials kit. So there's lots of different ways that breaks down to increase that volume to the 3,000 that you need. And let's say that you have someone beneath you that is working with you, below you, I should say, not beneath you. And so maybe you come up with this plan. Okay, do we both want to rank advance? Let's work together to do this. Can we each get 3 Home Essentials kits? Can we, maybe I'll be responsible for a Natural Solutions kit and you get a Home Essentials kit. But together you can decide, okay, we are going to do this. We are going to grow our businesses and I am going to help you do that. So will you help me do this? It's a very fun way to do the business. If you do not yet have anyone doing the business with you, that is completely okay. I have heard from multiple people saying most people in leadership ranks build themselves to gold before they have people that are consistently doing the business and growing their business to the same degree. So that's not always the case, But it is very possible. Many people have done that. And so I want you guys to know it's okay if you don't have anyone yet working with you. But a lot of times, you at least have one or two people that are sharing oils. So that is a really exciting way to kind of boost up your volume and create momentum together. And plus, people love working on a team together. Okay, so if she needs this 1140, you might have noticed this happens to be in the first couple days of the month, so her volume is looking pretty good. So remember, once you become elite, and she is probably going to master elite, I know that she will, she actually is getting pretty close to silver, especially with that volume that is already showing up in her back office. So, silver, remember, is the three elites, and elite is 3,000 overall volume. So, what you want to do is if you look at that December volume, her 1860, and then you look at all of the volume that's just on her front line that's coming in, you can see that she's getting another, 465, 187, 216, 18, just from her front line. So, she has other people doing the business with her. So, the volume that's coming in definitely exceeds elite. So, she can make at this point, with the way her business is structured, a push to silver. And silver is those three elites. So, just for the sake of making this easy, I'm making these numbers up. Let's say your first builder has 2,300 OV, your second 1,400 OV, and your third 850 OV with the volume they already have processed, in addition to the LRPs that you anticipate coming in because they have their LRP set up, and you can calculate that from the next LRP and next LRP date. So if she has she's trying to help three people become elite. She talks to person number one and says, we have 3,000 overall volume to help you, or we need you there to become elite. And then you subtract the volume that you already have or are going to get, which is the 2,300. And that gives you the 700. And we know, just from the math that we just did, that 700 can break up in a few different ways. You can have 4 Home Essentials kits, 2 Home Essentials kit, and 4 LRPs of 100, and 2 Natural Solutions kit. So together, between the two of you, you can work to bump that volume up. Since it's, maybe the beginning of the month, and this person could be a strong elite already. If they haven't already hit it, they are definitely on track. This person might be okay to do that on their own, but definitely offer your support and you can work with them to do that. Or if you've placed people underneath them to do that, then you can obviously help boost those LRPs. And then let's say you have builder number 2. Builder number 2 but has 1,400 OV. So if you have your 3,000 that you need for elite for builder number 2 and subtract that 1,400, you have 1,600 left. And so again, that can break up in a number of different ways. Maybe you need 8 Home Essential Kit enrollments, or we're going to do 4 Home Essential Kit enrollments and 8 LRPs boosted up to 100, or 4 Natural Solutions kits. And that's what you need to work together. And the thing that I really love about this, and the reason why I'm sharing it, is it makes it so practical. If you're looking at that number like, oh, I need 3,000 overall volume, or I need 1,600 overall volume, or if you're looking at silver and you're like, crap, I need 5,000 overall volume that I don't see yet, it's so abstract. And so making this into small bite-sized pieces of like, oh, I need 8 enrollments. I know that 8 out of 10 people, if I have 10 people at a class, will enroll. So I need to invite 10 people, 8 will enroll, or I need to split that up over 2 classes based on your closing ratio. So it makes it super easy to break down into pieces that you can accomplish and that you know exactly what it is you need to do to get to that next rank or to create that volume. And so then let's say you have person number 3 and this leg doesn't have quite as much volume. So you subtract, the 850 that they have or are going to have. Maybe this is a new builder, maybe it's someone who just shares and you're helping build this leg, but you need 2,150 left. And so that can break up in a number of different ways. You can get 11 Home Essential Kit enrollments or 11 LRPs of 200 and, any combination thereof. Or sometimes it's really advantageous to figure out, okay, how am I this month going to sell one of these larger kits? Every oil kit, you could do one of those and 4 Home Essentials, or 1 diamond kit and 1 LRP. And that brings up the volume and a lot less. So you have to figure out your time, energy, how you can focus to maximize what you need for that volume. Is it easier to get 1 diamond kit enrollment or 11 home essential kit enrollments. And that really depends on you, on how you're running your business, on the way that you market, how many people you're reaching and going outside of your warm market. So that might be a really good possibility to start getting creative with how that volume adds up. And if that seems like a lot, I know that, especially as I first started, and sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, where's this volume going to come from? I want to share something that my friend Laura, she's cross lines with me, shared on one of the leadership pages. She said, when I was going for gold in July, and she's giving the reason why she shared this was because she's giving advice to someone who was saying they had almost 1,000 volume to make up within a week to hit silver. She said, when I was going for gold in July, I had 3 days left and 1,600 PV left. I reached out to everyone I'd been talking to or had mentioned they wanted oils, and I asked them if they were available that weekend for a one-on-one. So I set up a few appointments and I reached my goal. And so then she suggests offering incentives, so the EA touch rollers for anyone who enrolls or whatever promotion that you picked out. She said when it was the last day, I was 500 PV away. And so she called a friend for guidance, and her friend said, sit, turn off your phone, get quiet, ask God or, whoever your higher power is, who needs these oils? And you can just, calm, think about it. Write down all of the names that come to your mind and then reach out to some of them. It's so, so, so possible. Obviously, this worked out for her because she hit gold. And then Audra, one of my friends who is also cross line for me, kind of chimed in and she said it's totally possible. She was 2,200 PV away from hitting platinum, so she needs 3 silvers on Saturday. So this was less than a week. So I think there was 4 days that had gone by. I know because it's recent. She said she called her builder who needs to hit silver, and we had both been following up hard with everyone that we had ever sampled. And so we're now a natural solutions kit away from her hitting silver. And so they're doing Laura Jones's method. And I think this is so awesome because now it's a couple days after last month, and Audra did hit platinum. She was 2,200 PV away, and in 4 days got it down to 500. That is so amazing. And so anything is totally possible. And the reason why I share that is because remember that 90% of this is mindset. So if you are focused, if you are committed to doing it, and if you believe that you can do it, you can. And all you need to focus on is that piece of it. And now that you can master this 10% skill set, you can focus on the rest and go make it happen. So thank you for joining me. I hope that is so helpful for you as it has been for me. And if you guys want to share this, feel free and let your teams know a quick little formula that they can have to make those numbers and that volume really tangible.